Should you pull for Ace's FR? His roles are going to be a magic attacker and a trap. Mega Burst, his skill 1, it is high turn rate with up to 8 HP attacks with 150% splash. It will grant 1 level of Suzaku's trump card for 6 turns. The way you get his plus version is if his buff card stock is at 3 and Suzaku's trump card is at level 5. Spiral Combo, his skill 2, it is a very high turn rate move. It deals up to 5 HP attacks with all 50% splash. It will grant 3 levels of card stock. It upgrades to Great Spiral Combo when card stock is at 3, and it will upgrade to Great Spiral Combo Plus when card stock is at 3 and Suzaku's trump card is at level 5. Jackpot Shot, his EX, it deals 6 HP attacks with all 50% splash. It will grant 1 level of Suzaku's trump card for 6 turns. It grants 3 levels of card stock, and it has an RNG chance of granting 1 of the buffs: red card, black card, blue card, or yellow card. Jackpot Triad, his LD, it is 5 split HP attacks. It grants 3 levels of Suzaku's trump card for 6 turns. It grants 3 levels of card stock. It gives 1 free ability use, and if the enemy has any whole card debuff on them, this move will cancel it. And upon cancellation, the enemy will get inflicted with a debuff called Blind Stud Turn for 6 turns. Ace's LD will also inflict another set of the whole card debuff. For 1 use, it will upgrade his HP command to Blind Stud Turn. Blind Stud Turn, his LD variant of HP, it is an instant turn rate move that deals 1 HP attack with 50% splash. It will cancel any active whole card on them, and like his LD, it will inflict another set of whole card. Blind Stud, his trap attack, it will trigger after every turn no matter what happens on each enemy individually. 1 HP attack with 50% splash, and it will grant the party brave by 20% of the HP damage dealt. Feather Brigade, his FR, it will grant 3 levels of Suzaku's trump card for 6 turns. It will grant 3 levels of card stock, and like his HP attack, like his LD, it will cancel any active whole card and will inflict another whole card. VB Type 100, his BT, it lasts for 8 turns. It is a leveled effect from 0 to 3, and for every level you will get an extra party HP cap up of 10%. So the max cap ups you would get from this BT would be 30%. However, what makes Ace's BT special is ironically not with the BT at all. It is with the expiration attack. Let's get to what that is. It is called We Are Right Here, that deals 10 split HP attacks, with this specific move having an extra HP cap up of 30%. Let's get to Ace's buffs and debuffs. Suzaku's trump card, it is a leveled effect from 1 to 5. Card stock, his overhead, it is a leveled effect from 1 to 3, and it grants Ace a speed up of 40%. Black card, it gives the enemy speed down by 20%. Blue card, it is his most support buff out of the 4 cards. It will grant the party brave regen by 40% of their initial brave, and it will give them HP regen by 10% of their max HP. Blind Stud Turn, his trap, like I said before, it will trigger after any turn occurs, and it will decrease by 1 turn with every single trigger. Ace's Force Conditions, you get a 5% whenever anyone's using a magic ability including off turn, and a 40% whenever anyone has a leveled buff or overhead. Pros, his traps are some of the most frequently triggering in the entire game. It's like a Karen. Like every single time, it just triggered! Because his traps trigger so much, it can mix well with other off-turn FRs that you have. They are non-elemental, so if you have the right enchants with you, they can fulfill other conditions as well. For example, Min Wu's condition, Ace fulfills that. Rubicante's condition, Ace fills that. Core's FR conditions, Ace will fill that. His traps are very versatile, and when we're looking at Ace's damage, it's really good once all of his buffs are maxed. It's gonna take a bit of building up, but it's pretty easy to do, to be honest. If you wanted him to be your main DPS, you will need help a little bit on the off-turn damage area, but apart from that, he can absolutely do it. Because Ace's traps also battery whenever they trigger, Ace has a surprising amount of brave supports in his kit. He's not just a selfish attacker that benefits only himself. Lastly, we gotta talk about that expiration attack. That is, that is a very beautiful expiration attack. It will melt bosses. Bosses will be melted. And that's not just because his expiration attack is a phoenix. When you're using Ace during his BT phase, you want that expiration attack to trigger. It's by far his strongest move. Ace's cons. Unfortunately, they haven't changed this. His traps still don't trigger during burst phases. Why the hell not? Perhaps because debuffs don't decrease in burst phases, and because they don't decrease, they don't trigger. However, you could make an exception with Ace. Come on now. I don't know why they didn't fix that. With his EX, it utilizing RNG. We have enough RNG problems with banners. We don't need RNG in the fight, okay? I like guaranteed rates whenever we're talking about the fights. I don't care if it's a gacha game. And it's not very helpful also that only 2 of the 4 buffs are really that helpful. By far his best buff is the black card, and getting that is only 1 out of 4. I wish the EX just gave a regular buff instead of making it RNG. It's just an extra headache in my opinion. Moving on to his BT, 8 turns, while it is plenty for a lot of units, for Ace, I don't think it's enough. The big reason why is because his BT needs time to build up, and also taking into consideration his very fast playstyle, that 8 turns is going to be eaten up pretty quickly. I really wish they gave him 10. I also understand why they made it 8 and not 10 is because you want that expiration attack to trigger, but still, I really do think 10 turns would have been good for him. Lastly, we got to talk about his FR. The conditions in it are actually harder than you think. Even in off-turn damage, they need to be magic in order to fit with Ace's conditions. And while a number of them do give magic off-turn damage, like Rubicante, Minwoo, Ace himself, there are also a lot of off-turn damagers, even off-turn units that are used a lot nowadays. Noctis, Core, they're not going to match Ace's FR. And also with Ace's FR, him being the only off-turn is not enough. Even if his traps are some of the most triggering in the entire game, he is not enough by himself. You need other off-turn units in your party in order for the FR to be viable. And I think that's a shame because Ace is a very cool character and the way his kit works is also very fun. I wish they just gave him a little bit more with the FR. Is Ace's BT necessary? His burst is going to provide very good party auras. For example, one of the effects his BT gives is party attack up by 80%. It's very good. And also not to mention the crazy expiration attack. But if you don't care about all that and you just want him to trigger traps galore, he works the exact same even without the BT. My should you pull rating for Ace is going to be an A. To me, Ace's biggest selling points is that he triggers his traps a bunch and also his BT expiration attack doing massive amounts of damage. Those 2 reasons are why I would personally get him. I already have him greened, I already have him blue armored and stuff, so for me, I am chasing his FR. Let me know what you guys are doing for him. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!